Mike, I gotta do this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
You posted the other day, there's a picture of you in a Rolls Royce, and you said, the quote is, "I can't remember how many of these I gave away." Tell me about that.
Yes, I don't know. Yes, wasn't used to having money. I said, one hammer. You know, you're not accustomed to that shit, man.
Yeah, but not everybody's Mike Tyson. You're very generous. You're a genuine, nice person. Tillman told me that one time you lent him his car, he kept it for like 3 months or something.
I don't know, nigga, shit. Listen, if you have money and you can't help nobody with it, what's the purpose of having it?
I think Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight.
Terence Crawford is ready for the fight of his life. In September 2025, he will face Canelo Alvarez in one of the biggest boxing matches ever. Many see Crawford as the underdog because he is smaller.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know. So I think, if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I've not been against Terence Crawford.
But experts believe he has a real chance to win. Crawford may not be the biggest fighter, but he is strong and skilled. He dominated Errol Spence Jr. in 2023, proving his power. Spence now supports Crawford in this fight, saying, "I'll be rooting for Bud if he fights Canelo. Canelo is an experienced champion. He has beaten legends like Gennady Golovkin and Sergey Kovalev. His power, especially his body punches, makes him dangerous. If Crawford isn't careful, Canelo could knock him out."
I go call my friend, you know, he's been in my house, so it's hard for me to go against my own friend. I just hope both of them come out healthy, make a lot of money, and give the fans a great.
That Crawford could beat him, because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for.
You know, I'll be going for Bud. You know, if he fight Canelo.
You got Crawford over Bud? I mean, you got Crawford over Canelo? Sorry.
I'll be going for him. I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't.
It's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So.
Some believe Canelo may avoid this fight because losing to a smaller fighter would hurt his reputation. Crawford's speed and movement could also trouble Canelo, who prefers opponents that stand in front of him. Before fighting Crawford, Canelo must face IBF champion William Skull on May 3rd, 2025. Skull is undefeated and a tough challenge. Crawford is watching closely, recently telling Canelo,
"I think he wants to make history."
It's a big fight. Well, to make history is worth doing it.
Yeah, I think he wants to.
Him and Crawford accept to fight in Saudi Arabia, the big fight. But we, as a Real season, know how is big this fight.
Let me tell you what I think should be going. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that.
Does beat Canelo. Terence does beat Canelo. Terence does prove that he's a better fighter than Canelo. Now, whose era it was, it's kind of hard to do that for Bud because obviously Canelo was on top of the sport for much longer. He was able to get any fight that he wanted.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. Terence is freakishly strong.
Good luck in your next fight. I'm looking forward to becoming a 3-time undisputed champion. Size is a big factor. Canelo is a natural super middleweight and has even fought at light heavyweight. Crawford, on the other hand, only recently moved up to welterweight. But Crawford's skills, like switching stances and adapting mid-fight, make him dangerous.
Don't want to say it's impossible for my boy Crawford. But it's one of those things where if he really wants to win against Canelo, he's going to need to do everything. You're going to need to run uphill.
I don't think it's a fight Canelo really wants, if I'm honest, because I think he feels like he won't get a lot of credit beating a light middleweight. And Crawford's going to move a lot in that fight, which is not ideal for Canelo. But what's his options? I mean,
Canelo is one of the top dogs in the sport as of right now, and he's a great fighter himself. So just having somebody like him to say I'm his favorite fighter it's pretty touchy. I think I'm the face of boxing already. If we being real, I think I'm the face of boxing right now. I think that Canelo going out the door, all the top guys. Canelo was probably the only one, but he's going out the doors.
But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
He can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea.
How is Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
the weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No.
I think Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So shows what I know.
in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody. And
Crazy that Canelo said that, because when Canelo fought me, he was in his prime. And when I fought, I was an old man. So I wasn't in my prime when I fought Canelo. I was an old man when I fought Canelo. Just like this right here, young guy. Even though I'm old, I got a lot of experience. I'm gonna go out there and just show him that this is the elite level, and it's something totally different.
Against Spence, he used a southpaw stance and controlled the fight with sharp punches. Boxing legend Mike Tyson has concerns about the weight difference. I don't like that fight. Too much weight, he said. He fears Canelo's power might be too much. However, he admits that if Crawford can handle the weight difference, he could be a real threat. Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult initially doubted Crawford, but changed his mind after studying Canelo's weaknesses. He noted that Canelo struggles against fighters with good movement, like Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol.
A potential fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford. Yeah. How do you see that fight? Who do you
like? Terence, it's
wow,
my friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo.
Yes, Terence win. But listen, Terence, it's different man. Terence work in две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right.
He's
And
a
cheater.
Yes.
He's a
Yes.
cheater.
Yes.
Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very, very, very smart. But feel distance and place.
Adjustments.
Spacing,
Exactly.
boxing.
You don't think the weight difference will be a factor too much?
Mario, you're asking him?
That's why. That's why I'm asking, exactly.
But, Canelo big. Yeah, Canelo too. It's a good boxer. but I say Terence.
Wow. Showbiz believes Crawford's body jab could slow Canelo down and open opportunities for bigger punches. He also pointed out Canelo's stamina issues.
You think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo.
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight.
Canelo versus Crawford, the biggest fight in the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like when you're looking at Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, this is the next thing beyond that.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, there's I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is. But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing.
Crawford, who gets stronger as fights go on, could take advantage. Both Tyson and Showbiz agree that this is a risky fight for Crawford, but they also believe that if anyone can pull off an upset, it's him. Legendary promoter Bob Arum compared this fight to Manny Pacquiao's surprise win over Oscar De La Hoya.
It's a Sugar Leonard Hagler type thing. I think he can go up and shock the world, but I guess we'll see, you know.
Well, maybe, you know, I think what Crawford is looking for is Manny Pacquiao De La Hoya fight.
I really hate on it, but I'm excited for that. I know Canelo is so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter.
Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford and Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him.
But to me, can Crawford hurt him? I would pick Crawford to win if he can box and stay away. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. And if Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
What do you think a win like that would do for Crawford? Would that put him
I think it was
Robinson, Mayweather?
He and I spoke about it. He and I spoke about it in Vegas when the UFC event was at the Sphere. It's a fight he wants desperately. He wants badly. He says it's a legacy fight. He thinks about Tommy Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and others moving up in weight, and he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez.
In 2008, he even suggested that Crawford's unique style could have beaten Mayweather in his prime. Rising star Shakur Stevenson also believes in Crawford. If anyone can do it, it's Crawford, he said. While size matters, skill and strategy will decide the fight.
I think a lot of Canelo fans, for some reason, they know that there's no excuse. If he loses to Bud, this is a huge mark on his resume. If he beats Bud, he does beat a very accomplished fighter in his era. But there's no ready-made excuses in this.
Seen Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford all in the one place, and I know you put that together. You've played the game, and you put yourself in a position there to sort of create a moment. And there was a few viral moments from that in the clips outside. What's that sort of environment like for you? I get the feeling every time I speak to you, you're so locked in. Do you not feel anything when you're around everybody in the gym and you've got to do them spars?
It kind of just feel it. You know, back in the day, like if you asked me this question, I probably would tell you like, oh, it was so amazing. It was, but now I'm kind of so used to like,
regular.
Yes, it feels so normal. Like honestly, that's why me and like Floyd is so like close now, because it's like I'm a genuine person, and he don't like he like genuine people around. So
Terence Crawford, his name keeps coming up, and I know he's a lot smaller than you. Is that a fight that you would ever consider under any circumstance?
You know, I always say if the fight make
might I think it's very difficult. Canelo got the IQ. He got the size. He got the power. Maybe. It's a very difficult fight, but I think if anybody could get it done, it's Terence Crawford.
Crawford versus Canelo could be one of the biggest fights in history. Canelo has size and power, but Crawford's intelligence and adaptability make it interesting. If Crawford wins, he will make history as the first man to be undisputed champion in 3 weight classes.
That's going to be a great fight, too. I can't believe they made that happen. Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason, right?
He said Teofimo and Boots are going to be on your October undercard.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
the
heard
winners
that.
would fight each other. Is that what you were told?
I didn't know that, but I'm down. I don't care. Yeah, let's do it. I wanted to fight Teofimo, too.
Lasso, I got to do this. I agree with you that there's a lot of sanctioning bodies, there's a lot of promoters, there should be more testing organizations, not just one. Tell me about that. Why are you so adamant about Novada?
I think that when a coach is pushing a certain organization, it just strikes me off weird. And for it to be like a mandatory thing, like, why can't I use another organization, you know? But again, I don't want to talk about them because, you know, it might.
Robert, what's the smart bet on Crawford Canelo? Canelo by knockout or Canelo by decision?
Crawford by decision.
And you have to bet?
Yes.
I say Canelo by decision.
Crawford by decision.
No, but you say Canelo by knockout or Canelo?
Yeah, no, because I'm saying that's what's going to happen. Canelo's going to beat him. But which one?
I don't know, man. Crawford is fucking gangster. I've always been saying, you know, I think Canelo at the end, you know, obviously his strength, his weight,
experience
probably takes over. But shit, I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford just fucking boxes and fights smart and beats him.
He's probably going to be 40-1 underdog or something crazy like that, right? It's not going to be close.
No, it's going to be close.
3 weight class?
3-4-1. No crees?
No.
It's not going to be that big of a difference. No.
When you pick the knockout? No, when you pick the knockout?
You pick a knockout. But if it's just...
who wins straight out?
I think it's going to be maybe 3-1, 4-1. Maybe that's too much. Maybe 2-1. Maybe 2
I don't think so.
I'm telling you.
So they finally announced Ryu's fight. Gary Russell, what do you think? Not easy fight? No easy fights at this level? It's going to be. Finally, you guys will be. The first time you ever go on a Tank fight, right? To work a corner?
Work a corner at Tank's fight.
Tank's the main event.
No matter the outcome, fans are in for an unforgettable fight.